Let's talk about the war on graft and the tribunal formed to investigate the two commissioners, but Keino then decides to throw in the towel. She's out. Raila Odinga criticizes and accuses the president of not being sincere with his commitment to fight corruption. Do you get the same sense? Because from the very beginning, we saw that press statement, conference they held, Keino and Matemu was saying that there were these people from the presidency that had tried to get them to step aside, this coming after the list, and the president saying they're working with the ACC to make sure that these people implicated in, if found guilty, are brought to book. So who is fooling who with this corruption talk?
See, corruption is a universal headache, not just a Kenyan headache. And it's labeled differently depending on where. Sometimes it's called national security in some European countries. In the US, they call it something else, but it's still corruption. As for Commissioner Keino getting out, I think she did a wise thing. Give her credit. He looked at it and said, this is not worth it. And there comes a time when somebody has to say something is not worth it. Her credibility is on the line. So she says, I don't want it. So in that sense, then the tribunal has been lessened its work, because whether to find whether there was or there was not is another matter. That is a different way. So the tribunal is okay. It's followed the procedure. That's okay. What it will come up with is another matter. But I commend Keino for saying that she doesn't want any more of these things. Now, is the president serious? I think he is very serious. And as they say, this animal is so huge. It's a hydra. It's not just. And you chop here, a head comes up this way. You chop here, a head. And those who are criticizing it, when you look at it, they are steeped into the whole thing themselves. So it becomes problematic, exactly.
Okay.
How to go about it. But I believe the president is very serious on it.
All right. Whether should Matemu follow suit, follow Keino's example that he may not survive this one, he might as well just give up now?
I think my friend Matemu, I think I said it here and I want to repeat. The writing is on the wall. When the writing is on the wall, you read it. And whatever your convictions, there comes a time, as the late Saitoti said, there comes a time when the nation is greater than an individual. The writing on the wall says somehow they have to leave. Even if he went through the tribunal and succeeded, he's already weakened. He's already thoroughly weakened, demotivated, and hurt. He will not be able to fight with vigor. But then again, going through the tribunal, you know, if you have been in an office for even a year, as human, there are errors here and there. So if somebody chooses that is going to highlight the errors, you can't survive. So I thought that to save the country and to save the process, even my learned friend, senior brother, Muhammad, should leave.
Okay.
But I can assure you the president is so serious about issues of corruption that none other than Raila Odinga himself told him, your government will come down because of corruption. And knowing what I know, he is serious about it. Except when you start fighting it here, it emerges there, it emerges here. But what we need in this country to fight corruption is the CEO, the man in charge, giving that support. And that's the president. If the president is on the side of fighting corruption, we will succeed. And in this time round, he seems and he is ready. And we want you people to support this for the first time.
You know,
Senator,
whether we are fairly intelligent people, when you look at a scheme that is crafted carefully with the president's direct and complicit hand in terms of weakening an institution that is supposed to fight corruption, I do not think one is serious about fighting corruption. Look at it. I mean, you have to hear the other side of the narrative. Because here what we've been fought is an official dominance of one narrative. You know, I remember when I was listening to the State of the Nation, I was in that chamber. And I started asking immediately, why the president immediately takes the side of the secretariat, which apparently has given him a list that is not authorized, and he says, and implicitly tells the National Assembly to remove the two commissioners. And then you hear of these State House meetings, and in fact, friends have rumored to me what happened when the legal and committee of the National Assembly meant to meet the president. He told, and it is just a sham. So you weaken an institution. Keino left. We've destroyed her for no fault. She has done nothing wrong. You should listen to her narrative. What now the president wants to do is to sit on the process of reappointment, and then will reappoint people who are in his favor, because the National Assembly is under his control, and every other facet of the appointment process is under his control. And then you see, we don't criticize. We simply have the legitimacy and the flexibility to apply our minds. You see, Weda cannot apply his mind in a situation where even a wrongdoing is happening because of the straitjackets. And even if today Raila probably was in government, I would have been having certain constraints about straitjackets, about trying to legitimize a position that when you look at it deeper and critically, it cannot be legitimized. The president is not serious.
Our time is up. We must end it there. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. On the way it is this morning, Hassan Omar, Senator Mombasa County, as well as Wiper, Secretary General.
Thank you, Sophia.
Macharia Munene, who's USIU lecturer. Thank you, sir, for being with us. And Ambrose Weda, not only now a lawyer, but South Nyanza Sugar Company has
Napier Grass Association or something. You're bored.
Why are you hating?
You know what happened? I told them a long time back, all the big ones have gone, my brother. Now we are left with these Napier Grass authorities and stuff like that. Anyway, have a good day.
Have a great week, gentlemen. That is the way it is as